Welcome to The American Dream, a show now airing in over 50 cities across the country that brings you stories about entrepreneurship, success, real estate, and lifestyle. This week's episode takes us to Austin, Texas, and Boise, Idaho, for some stories about the love of music and the positive impact it can have on a community. And of course, American Dream stories from your neighborhood. I'm your host, Jem Morris, and welcome to The American Dream.
We do it in the spirit of going against the grain in the negative media, giving inspiring information, and having people walk away from our show with something of value.
You're seeing a disruption in both the real estate and the mortgage space.
A lot of people are just not willing to put in the work.
What video does is that it demands an emotional response.
You know what I love about the show? It's totally unscripted.
This week's national story is about the love of music, but stay tuned because first we hear from a real estate professional in your city. Let's listen to what they have to share this week.
Hi, I'm Melissa Bloom, and this is The American Dream. I am visiting my favorite city, Severna Park. Severna Park is a suburb just 8 miles outside of Annapolis. And today, I want to walk you through the history, show you a community beach, and then also, lastly, tour a wonderful local restaurant started by a Severna Park resident right around the corner. Let's take a tour.
Hey, how are you?
Nice to see you.
Nice seeing you.
Thanks for joining us, David. I want to introduce him. This is David Rossiello. So he is with Prosperity Home Mortgage, and he's the sales manager. And I've asked David to join us because he is a resident here of Severna Park to give us a little more insight about this wonderful community. So right now we are standing on a water-oriented community called Old Severna Park, one of the earliest developments here. And I wanted to just talk to you a little bit about, I know your family enjoys time spending here, and then a little bit about the history, and then also get to the fabulous, spectacular view that we have, and then the amenities that they offer.
Yep. Yeah, so my family is actually residents of Old Severna Park, so the community. So we're not trespassing, so we actually do live here, and we love the summer activities, and actually one of the activities that's coming up this weekend.
Right. What is that, the Oyster?
That's the Oyster Festival, yeah. So the Oyster Festival is one of the biggest festivals of Old Severna Park that they have every single year. This is a great opportunity, especially during the winter months. A lot of people just staying in their houses, kind of warming up, getting ready for the warmer months that they are coming ahead. And everyone comes down here, and it's a huge oyster festival. And I think last year we went through like close to like 3,000 oysters or something like that. It's crazy.
Wow. No, I hear it's a blast. And then also the amenities. So you have that beautiful pavilion there that houses a tremendous amount of people with grills. And you do other events all throughout the year, such as the 4th of July and so forth. It's just a fun family gathering to come down, bring your stuff to grill out, and hang out and watch the sunset. And what I love about this is this actually used to be a golf course, correct?
Yeah, so some parts of Old Severna Park used to be a golf course for the neighboring community next to us.
Okay, and now it's turned into Hatton Memorial Beach. What's the significance of Hatton?
So Hatton Memorial Beach, so Oscar Hatton was one of the founders of Severna Park, and he actually drew some of the plans for where the houses are located and everything like that.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is. And so there's Hatton Drive. So not only do we have Hatton Memorial Beach that's named after Oscar Hatton, but right off of Evergreen is actually another road called Hatton Drive, and that's one of the last streets that is in Old Severna Park.
And we are now going to go to a new restaurant that just opened up in Severna Park that we're very excited about. He's also a Severna Park resident, and he's going to give us a little insight as to what inspired him to get the restaurant started. But it's also called Sullivan's Cove. So let's go check it out. At Sullivan's Cove Restaurant in Severna Park, and I am here with the two owners, Sean Martin and Eric Leatherman. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
We'd like to know what inspired you to open this fabulous new restaurant in the town of Severna Park.
Wow, lots of inspirations. One is, it was one of the closest restaurants that we've ever had close to our home. Our other restaurants were 60, 70 miles away at least. We really wanted to be in Anne Arundel County, especially in Severna Park. We just think it's a really neat market, and we knew there were a lot of rooftops around here wanting something new and more options for what we're doing.
I love the decor that you've chosen here at the restaurant. So what went into the thought process, and tell us about the floor the tables here at the restaurant?
All of the wood was ripped out of things in Baltimore that were torn down. So the way we look at it is if we could reuse and repurpose as much as we could, we saved a lot of things out of the landfills on top of having a good look that's sort of different than this area has seen. Even the bar top is repurposed wood with zinc inlaid, and we've got a lot of old things here that we've tried to reuse, and I think we've accomplished that.
So what type of food do you serve here? I know you have a little bit different. You want it to be a little bit different than the regular the restaurants around?
We went with American comfort food. We wanted something on the menu that you might see at your table on a Sunday afternoon when you were growing up. Mine was Sloppy Joe's. I love Sloppy Joe's. We had talked about it and we were like, have you ever been to a restaurant that had Sloppy Joe's? And we were like, never. So let's do it. Let's try it. And it's been an amazing success. I mean, people love our Sloppy Joe's.
Being a local restaurant, this whole theme of this episode of American Dream, you know, open up a restaurant, local guys, and then also keep it local. Bring all the community together to generate, you know, a great time here at the restaurant. So David and I are going to order something and enjoy the food.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Our first story of the week comes from the city known as the live music capital of the world. Let's meet with Elise Black as she takes us to a local music shop and introduces us to a local musician that has found his American dream in music.
Don't you hold on to this with me. Won't you hold on to this? Don't think you realize how rare this is. Don't you hold on to this with me. With me.
Hey guys, what makes Austin the live music capital of the world? Today we're going to talk to one of the institutions of the Austin music scene, Straight Music. Then we'll talk to Kalu James, an inspirational singer-songwriter here, and we'll finish up with a beautiful rehab home. We're here with Rollin at Straight Music. Rollin, you guys have been open since '63. What do you think made Straight Music such a big thing in the Austin scene?
Well, when Dan initially opened the store, it was just pianos only. Once the Beatles came on, we started carrying Vox amplifiers, and from them, we started carrying guitars and everything else just because we wanted to keep up with the times.
That makes complete sense. I always love that when I come here, the people working here seem to genuinely care about my experience and whether or not I'm getting what I need. I've heard so much about your great programs for kids to get into music. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Actually, Clint Straight, one of the owners, is on the board of directors for Kids in a New Groove. These kids that are foster kids are actually moved from, home to home sometimes. So what Kids in a New Groove does is they pair them with teachers to help them kind of have some kind of consistent mentorship, as they go from home to home sometimes, and they also teach them, how to play guitar, how to sing, how to play the piano, etc.
Yeah, that's an incredible program. Thank you so much for chatting with us.
Of course,
yeah.
Why'd you love me? It can't be my smile on my belly. What you see in me, I've been trying to see. Can't get my mind around that.
If you haven't met him already, I would love for you guys to meet Kalu James. Kalu, thank you so much for being here with us. Heck yeah. So you are in the Austin music scene. Why do you keep performing? Why do you love it so much?
Well, I've been here for 13 years now, and when you're in a place where you have organizations and businesses like Straight Music, there really is no other place that has organizations like that
such a strong support group for Austin music,
for music in
for their
general.
health, for their well-being.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And you're not originally from the States. How do you think that influences your music? Can you tell me something about that?
Well, born and raised in Nigeria, moved to the U.S. 19 years ago.
Nice.
And just the spectrum of music that I was open to and have been influenced by. And Austin is one of those places where that just finds a way to merge because everyone here is from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you can kind of tell that during Christmas or holidays because the roads are clear.
But I'm too careless that I lose your love. 'Cause my disregard for rules always gets to you. but somehow you're still here. My lips shall
And then why do you think Austin is the live music capital of the world?
It's not hard to see. You know, on a Monday here, you have more music here than you have in other places on a Thursday or Friday night. And it's a progressive city where everyone is, you know, trying to better themselves, mental, physically, spiritually. So I think that is the core. I've been here 13 years, and I usually get the itch after 5 years, and I don't see myself going anywhere. So.
Yeah, I get it. Thank you so much for talking.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Honey, to be in love with me.
Do you need to sell your house, but it's not quite up to date and you don't want to give away $60,000 worth of equity to someone else who's going to buy it and do a flip? Well, let me show you how we did it. So in this remodel, we helped our seller redo all the floors, all the trim, and all the paint. You can see a nice dining room here where everything has been redone from bottom to top. Here in the kitchen, we've got brand new everything. Countertops are new, cabinets are painted, new sinks and fixtures, makes everything look brand new.
In the end, sometimes you just need to be able to walk away. There are lots of services out there that allow you to do that, but they take 20% of the house price in addition to the cost of repairs. And that just makes my heart hurt. We actually care about you and want you to have that. So we get you the financing, we get you the contractors that do a great job, and we end up getting you top dollar for your house, and you get to keep as much of that as possible.
So in this case, instead of giving that $50,000 or $60,000 to the discount buyer who's going to do that work, let us do it for you, and you can have it.
You get to keep it. Thank you guys so much for watching.
We're the Heart of Austin Homes team. See you next time on American Dream.
Up next, we head to a famous drum shop to hear what has made it the go-to for professionals since it was established over 40 years ago. Let's check it out with Mac Lennon in Austin, Texas.
So what's the first thing you think of when I say Austin? Many people would say, well, Austin is the capital city located deep in the heart of Texas, and they'd be right. Some people would say that Austin is a great place to go and hear live music. They would also be right. Today, we're venturing into the historical heart of Austin, an area known as Bolden Creek, to see some new construction from Joseph Design and Build. But I can't bring you guys to the Bolden Creek area without stopping by a place that's very near and dear to my heart, near and dear to the heart of drummers all over the U.S., Tommy's Drum Shop. So live music is at the heart of what makes Austin, Austin. And at the heart of any good live band is the drummer. And for more than 40 years, Tommy's Drum Shop has been the go-to spot for touring musicians and local drummers who have made the Austin music scene what it is today. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Tommy Robertson. Tommy, thank you so much for your time, for meeting us at the shop today. How about you share with us a little bit about what makes Tommy's so special?
Well, we are a specialty shop and been doing it for quite a few years, and so we service a lot of people in the industry, everything from beginners to professionals. It's great because this is something I've been doing my whole life. And
so you mentioned it's like the 40th?
41st.
41st anniversary of the shop?
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Man,
that's right.
So awesome.
Oh, well, you know, I kept on going with it. I'm trying to get it right.
Yeah. Deep roots. That's so awesome.
I try not to micromanage everything, but I am totally engaged with what goes on in every day. I have a certain formula of the way I do things, and I've refined it over the years, and that's how I've managed to hang on.
I absolutely love that. That's one of my favorite parts about Tommy's, you know, obviously the heritage, but also that Tommy is so engaged in the community. He's so engaged in the business. You've been such a part of my history coming up as a drummer in the area. I hear so many stories, local musicians, local drummers, like, oh, you got to check out that Tommy's shop.
It doesn't matter if it's a beginner or if it's somebody that you would recognize, a big name, whatever. I'd want them to all be treated equally because they all count. It's just a matter of us, being into it. All my guys play. They have to be players
I think that's
to be
key,
here.
man.
It's got to be. We welcome people who want to learn the instrument come in, but we want to definitely have people who are knowledgeable about what they're doing.
Getting the good counsel, getting the good stuff, and just being in a community of drummers, walking in the shop, I get that sense. I hope you guys do when you visit. Tommy, man, thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate it. We're gonna head up the street and check out some real estate.
That sounds good.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you so much. One drummer to another, right?
That's it. So the 1608 South 2nd Street property is a unique design that truly captures the heart of progress meeting luxury, of function meeting modern architecture befitting of a property located in Texas's capital city. Now, this is a unique deal that we're seeing today because oftentimes these properties are developed separately. Sometimes the guest house is even sold separately. So definitely a unique offer that we're seeing with both properties today. The main home located to the back of the property is a 5-bedroom, 5-bath, just under 4,000 square foot home, whereas the guest house is 2-bedroom, 2-bath setup at just over 1,000 square foot. Both properties, of course, are outfitted with the best of the best in modern smart home technology, luxury finishes, and floor-to-ceiling windows. But let's take a closer look at the main house. So I just love how the wood accents play up against and they pop out against the Santa Barbara finished stucco. And this beautiful, nicely landscaped courtyard really gives us a sense of what we're gonna find when we head inside. Now, of course, this property is decked out with Wolf and Sub-Zero appliances. You've got this exotic herringbone oak flooring, these beautiful quartzite waterfall style counters, but you'd expect that when you're buying in the $3 to $4 million range. What sets this property apart, makes it so special, it's not just the attention to detail, it's the way the property is laid out. When you're investing at this level, you really want a home that's not just functional, you want a home that's gonna inspire you. You want, of course, all the different entertaining spaces and the wide open layout and the pool and all those things, but you also want a spot to get serious and get some work done. This house has it all. Iconic property, iconic area. Today we visited Tommy's. We saw the best of the best. Thank you so much for joining me today, Mac Lennon, Pure Realty. We'll catch you next time on American Dream TV.
Our last story of the week takes us to a venue known for its live music and musical events. Let's meet up with Ron Miniger as he introduces us to the managing director of the Treefort Music Festival and the operations manager of the Riverside Hotel.
We're here at a live music venue in Boise, Idaho, and it's all about live music in Boise. We're going to feature the Treefort Music Fest, and we're here at the Sapphire Room in the Riverside Hotel to celebrate what is a vibrant part of Boise's life here and our culture, and that is live music. I'm standing right in front of a custom-made guitar by John Boland Guitars, who's right here in Boise. He's made guitars, custom guitars, for every musician you can imagine worldwide. And he's right here in Boise. So stick around, we're gonna have some fun. We're here with Nathan Walker from the Treefort Music Festival, which has become an iconic annual celebration of music in our community. So I invited Nathan to join us on American Dream today to talk a little bit about the sense of community and the Treefort Festival itself. When people are asked where they live, they rarely give their street address. Often they'll say the name of their community, in our case, Boise or the Treasure Valley. So tell us just a little bit about Treefort.
Yeah, Treefort's a multi-venue, multi-day festival that happens in downtown Boise. And it happens in traditional venues and non-traditional venues, and it's really become a representation of the creative community of Boise.
You have different forts, like Story Fort,
Comedy Fort, Yoga Fort. Yeah.
So these forts grew when people from the community showed a passion for a particular type of art or music,
right,
and brought it to the Tree Fort Festival?
Yes, absolutely.
What do you do for the festival?
I do production, so we make sure that there's stages and sound for all the bands and all the events.
So how do you see it impacting the community?
I think that we could talk about numbers of economic impact of people coming to Boise from a tourism perspective and that sort of thing. But also I really think it really, especially for the music community, helps to elevate people's, just setting the bar higher, like really going to showcase something in Tree Fort that they're working on the rest of the year.
Hey, we're in the Sapphire Room here with Brian Anderton, who works for the Riverside Hotel. This is a very popular live music venue. And Brian, tell us a little about what you do for the Riverside.
Sure. I'm the food and beverage manager for the hotel, so I oversee the food and beverage programs, especially related to the multiple outlets or venues here. That includes the Sapphire Room, which is one of my favorites.
Yeah. Why is it a favorite? Tell me about that.
We're fortunate to house a lot of the great musical organizations here in Boise, Idaho, and the surrounding area, in the Treasure Valley, really. That includes everything from Opera Idaho to the Idaho Songwriters Association, the Idaho Jazz Education Endowment, the Boise Jazz Society, the Idaho Songwriters Association. I think I said we can go on and on. There's so much great music.
Boise
here.
Blues Society.
Boise Blues Society,
Yep.
precisely. So lots of great music comes through here.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, you guys have done a great job of outreach. The schedule here is so varied, and it's a beautiful setting with the linens and very cabaret feeling. It's a safe, clean environment for enjoying live music. So we, as a musician, we thank you for doing that. We love playing here, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. We love having you.
Thanks for watching us on American Dream this month. We hope you had as good a time watching as we did making it. So I'm Ron Miniger, and we'll see you next month. Thank you.
We was having so much fun. I didn't know it was 1:30.
We strive to bring you the best stories from across the country that embody the ideals of the American dream. And we hope that you saw something new and entertaining. We would like to thank all of our viewers and our sponsors for helping us grow this show. We couldn't do this without your support. I'm your host, Jem Morris, and thank you so much for watching.